Hello, my name's Martin. I work for CF Systems, and today I'd like to give you a little tip about emergency contacts on your phone. Until a few years ago, most of us had the emergency contacts stored in our phone books under the name ICE. But then a few years ago, phones didn't have much in the way of security, and logging into someone else's phone was much easier than it is today. So the question is posed, how do you get in touch with the emergency contacts of a stranger if you ever need to? One easy way would be to simply store them safely on a piece of paper in our wallet, but let's face it, in this age, if we have to quickly pop out of the house, or we're going for a run, or we want to drop our kids off at school, it's far more likely that we take our phone with us as opposed to our wallet. So how can we access someone's in case of emergency contacts if we ever have to? Luckily for us, most phone software developers have thought about this issue and have found a way to store an emergency contact in a way that's accessible by other people. So let's have a look at what that is. If you've got an iPhone running up-to-date software, you've hopefully noticed that you have an app called Apple Health. This app is designed to track your physical activity, to track your diet and to monitor your sleep, things like that. But it also allows you to fill in information about your medical conditions, your blood type and your emergency contacts. These are all stored in a section of the app called Medical ID and are accessible from a locked phone. So let's take a look at how to set this up and how to find it from a locked iPhone. First things first, look for the Apple Health app and open it. And now you've done that, look for the Medical ID icon. You should be able to find that on the bottom right. If you found it, great. Now tap on that. At the top, you'll see an option saying Show when locked. Tap on this and it'll turn green so that you know this is activated. This now allows anyone to access your emergency information, even if your phone is locked. And as you'll see, there's quite a bit of information you can feed in. You can include allergies, you can record blood type, any pre-existing medical conditions, all that sort of thing. You might want to fill in as much of this as you can, so that if there is a need to help you, the person rescuing you can have some basic information on you, or even be able to identify you. At the bottom, you'll now see the emergency contact field. Fill this with your ICE and save it. Now you should be able to access this from your locked phone. Let's just check that. From your locked phone, click on the home button, but don't unlock the phone. Now you should see a password screen. At the bottom left, it should say emergency. Click on this and you should now see your medical information and ICE contact. Hopefully this worked. If you don't have an iPhone, but you do have an Android phone, I'm afraid there's no preset app for emergency contacts, but in some Android versions, you can still insert your ICE info and have them accessible by third parties. To do this, go to your phone contacts, and at the top, you should see a section saying ICE. You only have to insert your emergency contact here, and it will be accessible on a locked phone. If your phone doesn't have these options, you can try the following. Firstly, go to your phone settings, then search for lock screen and security. Click on this and you should see a section called Info and Apps Shortcuts. Click on this and look for Owner Info. Here it gives you the option to write a short message that will appear on your locked screen. And if your Android version doesn't have any of these features, there are some great apps that you can download from the Android store. Just remember that Android doesn't allow apps to run on a locked screen, so you might want to carefully read the app info before you actually spend money purchasing it. Last, and very possibly least, Windows phones. If there's any of you out there who still own one of these, like Android, Windows phones don't have a pre-installed emergency app, but you can download ICE apps from the store. Again, just make sure you carefully read the terms and conditions before you make any purchase. Another option might be having your ICE information as a note or an image on your lock screen. However, it is worth thinking about the fact that in this instance, anyone can see it, and it might not be worth risking your emergency contact's privacy. It's up to you, but something to think about. Thank you. I hope these tips were useful. If there is any information that you require above this or any other tips that you would like to read about, please visit the CF Systems website, www.cfsystems.co.uk. Thank you very much.
If you'd like to know more, please get in touch.